I'm gonna fill that hole. So this is kind of some of the worst fabrication for me personally. I'm not that great at it, which is doing sheet metal stuff. You know, you want to do tubular arms and, you know, design suspension stuff. That's easy for me, but doing sheet metal work for making nice little plates to, or nice little bezels to cover stuff like that up, I'm not that great at. So let's figure it out together. I made one before, and I wasn't too happy with it. I basically made it out of a bunch of different pieces and welded them all together, and I didn't really like the way that looked. Plus, it didn't really fit. As you can see, it fit before. You probably see in different videos it did actually used to fit before, but I didn't cut the hole big enough, and the connector for the throttle body was hitting on it, so I had to open it up a little bit more, and now I have to make a new bezel. So first thing I'm going to do, cut a piece out of cardboard, or well, first thing I'm going to do is get some measurements, then I'm going to cut a piece out of cardboard. Hopefully this time I'm going to make one that I can template up to the point where I can just cut one sheet and then bend all the flange sides. So I'm going to get that done real quick. Done! So this is going to fit in like that, kinda. That should work. So the flanges will cover all the spots, and then it'll just bolt into place like so. As you can see, I cut a couple pieces separately just because I didn't do it right the first time. So I had to cut and add a little piece on there and there. But now when I cut the tape and the corners holding it all together, it'll lay out flat. And once it lays out flat, what I should be able to do is cut one piece out of this aluminum that I have right here and somehow figure out a way to bend it without a break. I'm gonna have to clamp it to something to bend it, but hopefully I can figure that out. Otherwise I'm gonna be screwed. But I'm gonna trace that out and get the big sheet of aluminum cut. So to make it a little bit easier, I tape down the edges just so it lays back out flat. I'm just gonna go over, outline it all, and cut it out on the saw. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to cut it perfectly because I don't think the throat depth on my saw is big enough to cut this whole thing. But I'm gonna outline it and cut it. So, time lapse?
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, 'cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure? Oh.
Cut out, bent up, and it fits in just like that. Need to do a little bit of massaging around some of the corners, but first I got to get these corners welded up here and there so it all stays in place. Then I'll go through, clean up the edges, drill some holes, then I got to cut out a hole for this to run through. That way, once the intake manifold's on, you can see where the charge pipe is going to run through it. So I'll have that nice flange bolted on there, and it should work pretty good. So let's get this back out and buzz it together. There we go. That is welded up. Yeah, now I just got to cut the hole in it for the flange and drill some holes for where I'm going to mount it, and then I'm going to wrap this with the heat wrap stuff as well. So almost done. Okay, so I got all the riv nuts in place. Got the holes all drilled out, and now I just got to cut the hole in the flange and put the tube piece on it, and it should be ready to wrap, bolt on, and button up. Well, we'll see how this goes, because it's a big ass hole saw. Well, I got the hole cut, flange fits on there, so I'm going to screw it back on and then try to put the intake manifold on, and hopefully it fits. I don't know. If it doesn't, I'm going to be a little upset, so should be interesting. There it is, it fits. Fits like a glove. Look at that, right up in there. Perfectly flush. Now, I'm going to go ahead, take this back out. This is going to get bolted on right here with some riv nuts, similar to the way that I did this one. So basically just drill 2 holes, riv nut it onto the plate. So I'm going to pull that back off and do that. A couple holes, pop some riv nuts in it, wrap it with some gold heat wrap. But I think that's going to be it for this one, because I got a lot of work to get done, and stopping and starting, filming all this stuff kind of takes a while, so it takes a lot of time. So I'm just gonna thrash on and bang this the rest of the way out. Yeah, so that's it for this one. Like the video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up, you know, give it a dirty thumb up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will catch you guys later. Wait! Don't go just yet. I got it done.